What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Lead Through Sport Spotlight. Can't wait for some people to roll in. See what's going on. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Got a lot to dive into. Just waiting for Ben to connect. Yeah, I got it. I just accepted it. What's going on?
What's up? How you doing?
Your camera. You got to turn you sideways right now. If you can. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, my guy. What's going on with you, dog?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I can't call it. You know how it is, man. So I just want to back this thing up a little bit. Just tell everybody what's going on, what this is. So this is called Lead Through Sport Spotlight, and Lead Through Sport is a student athlete development initiative, inspiring student athletes to enhance their leadership skills and use sport as a navigation tool to get through life. And we all know that basketball players, football players, athletes from around the world, they are taught like it's league or it's nothing else. Like they have no plan B. And, I'm bringing in guys like Ben and other student athletes that are successful in their career to show student athletes the way, you know what I'm saying? So salute to Ben for being somebody who's, doing real good right now.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. I know everything about you, but tell them a little bit about yourself.
All right. So I was born in Washington State. My family was military. We moved out here to Virginia. I went to high school. I went to Tucker Caps where I met you. Well, I met you before Tucker Caps.
Way before 97.
But I went to Tucker Caps. Then I went to Eaton, Bethel, and Mitchville. So I went to Bethel for 2 years, played basketball there. Then I transferred to Mitchville and finished my career in high school basketball there. So then I left Mitchville, went prep school for a year to a school called Believe Prep. And then I left Believe Prep, went to a small NAIA school called Virginia Intermont. Then I left there and went to finish my basketball career at college education at Catawba College.
Facts. That's what's up. That was a little journey, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a journey. You know, when you were like growing up playing basketball, everybody has their journey. Everybody has the little ways they had to take to get to where they are now. So
that's real. That's definitely real.
Yeah.
So how many, like, growing up, how many sports did you play other than basketball? What else did you do?
I played baseball, which I thought I was going to keep playing. Yeah. Baseball, football, basketball.
Word.
I think that's it. Yeah, those three.
Word. What made you choose basketball to go forward with?
I think basketball just had the skill aspect, like the basketball is musical. You know what I'm saying? Like it's poetry. I like basketball because it was competitive, and it was natural for me.
That's facts. There's nothing like a basketball workout. Like that's just mad fun.
Exactly. It's fun, and you getting the workout in.
Facts. So as a high school athlete, let's take it to high school. As a high school athlete, what was your mindset like as far as just what were you thinking? Were you thinking of life after you graduate college, and was you thinking about that in high school?
Uh, Not really. You know, in high school, you're really thinking about just going to college playing basketball.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about education for real. Like in high school, I wasn't thinking about education for real. Just
Yeah,
to be honest, I'm thinking about trying to like I'm trying. You know, when you first start off high school, you think about D1. I'm trying to go D1, D1, D1,
that's
and
facts.
then you start getting wiser when you get older, and then you start, all right, I just need to go to school and play basketball and just try to further my education. You know,
That's
I
real.
think 12th grade, I started thinking like, you know, let's see what
Yeah,
I can do next. I don't need to go D1. I don't need to go, you know, I just
yeah,
wanted to play basketball. Mm-hmm.
that's fact. I feel like it's a fine line between like, just focusing on your sport and thinking farther beyond college because like you're young in high school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you don't want to jump the gun too far ahead, you know what I'm saying? So it is good to focus on your sports and just make sure you have good grades for real.
exactly. You live in the moment in high school. You're not really thinking. And I didn't have those. I had the people telling me to think about it, but you know, you're not really worried about what people saying at that age. You know,
Yeah,
you're
that's
17 years old. You know what I'm saying? You're 17 years old. You're thinking about just like whatever. Let me just go to school. You're not thinking about the future for real.
yeah, that's real. One thing I
Yeah,
will say though, you should at least like be thinking about, you know, your gifts and like what you're interested in outside of basketball because when you get to college you're gonna have to pick a major and when you get to college then you have to start thinking farther. But you should at least like trying to start thinking about some skills and stuff like that outside of
exactly.
basketball.
Exactly. I mean, I can say my parents, you know, they tried, you know, your parents try to tell you or try to put that in your head, what you want to do after college or what you want to do after high school. But
Facts.
me
That's a
just being
fact.
17, you're kind of stubborn at that age.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's definitely a
So,
fact.
yeah.
So let's fast forward to college. What was your college experience like overall? Like just adjusting to, having free time, socially, just being on your own for the first time. What was your, what was your experience with that?
College, like first day on campus. Really, my first year of actual college was 2014, at Catawba. Because I
Yeah.
went to other little schools, but they were little, so it's kind of like I was still in high school, kind of.
Mhm.
But 2014, I went to Catawba. It was an experience. Like you don't got to listen to your mom call. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore the phone call.
Facts.
Go back to school. You can. I had the time of my life. I ain't gonna lie. 2014, and it was just basketball, school, and do it over again. Basketball, school, do it over again. You know, it was. You had to think about anything.
That's
It was
real.
free.
That's real. That's real. So what was your experience like as a successful college student athlete? Like, talk to me about like the highs and lows off the court and on the court. It don't matter where you start, but just tell me about those highs and lows.
Um. So some highs and lows. Some highs and lows. So my lows are probably more so studying for a test or trying to just get to the next level, get to the next get to the next what I would say. Just trying to like get past that next test or get past that next objective. And then
Mm-hmm.
also just early morning workouts. That can kind of be a low for a lot of people because it's like you getting up at 6 in the morning, you you getting up at 6 in the morning, you practicing, running on the track. You go back to your dorm, take a shower, eat. Then you got 3 classes. Then you got lunch. You got another class, and then you got weightlifting. Then you got practice. And by the time all that sums up, it's like 9 o'clock at night. You got to go herb and catch the calf before it closes. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's fact. That
You
joint is
got
tough.
herb
I
and
don't.
catch the yeah. You got herb and catch the calf before it closes, and then you got to go study. So it's a whole job being a student athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hold on, hold on. Let's talk about some of these nights, yo, because I
Yeah.
know we all had them. Let's talk about some of these nights where it's like not it don't got to be exam week, but when you have like 2, 3 tests on one day and you have a game that next day,
Bro, it's like
and
you
you,
don't sleep.
Facts. And you might have a 6:30 a.m. workout, class at 9, that test is at 9:15. Like,
bro.
that joint is tough. And I
You
feel like
don't,
people,
and you gotta like, to be honest, you gotta have a little fun too.
that's fact. You gotta have that balance. Like, that joint
You gotta have fun. So that's, yeah, college is, it's a task, but it's fun too. Like I hope everybody gets that experience. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
fact.
college, you're gonna grind, and it prepares you for the real world in certain circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real. And I think any high schoolers out there that's watching this, it is important to know that that academic piece is so important. You have to be ready to have those nights where you're studying till 2, 3 a.m. and then got to turn around and wake up at 7 a.m. for a workout, then class right after that with no shower. You got to go right to class.
Oh, shower, yeah.
That's on the
And
stuff.
you're trying to catch the calves in between that time. So it's like you really running all day. People be like, "Why he running? Why he running for it?" Because you trying to catch the calf. You trying to
This
catch
ain't no
the fun,
game, dog.
man.
This ain't
It's
no
a
game.
grind, man. Like, it's a grind.
Facts. So tell me, what's the difference between being a college student athlete and a high school student athlete? Give me some differences.
Well, high school, you really, like, if you think about it, you really just got one practice, and then you go to class. Or you go to class in the morning time, and you got one practice at like 3:30 or whatever time you got out of school. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So the stress level is not as high.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's the stress level not as high. Your test not as hard. Like, it's just it's easier.
A little easier.
So, because like in high school, I did have some people tell me, college way different.
Mm-hmm.
College way different, but I never really understood it until I actually went to college. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, high school was more so you work out on your own after school, or you got your coaches. You know, you do a little individual drill work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't really get pushed to focus on my schoolwork. It was just natural because it wasn't as hard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, but when I got to college, it's more so I got to go to study hall because I got to go to extra tutoring. You know, it's 10 o'clock. I got to go to writing tutoring because I got a paper due tomorrow.
Tough.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a grind. College is a grind. You know what I'm saying?
Back to you saying that, somebody told you it was way different. And, I feel like that transition from high school to college is something that you have to dive into to actually see it. Because you
Yeah,
might think like, oh, this ain't nothing, I'll be fine. But once you get in it, it's a little different. And you can get
exactly.
through it, but it's tough.
And a lot of people will find out quick. Like, people say college is not for me. A lot of people will find out quick. As soon as you go, that first day on campus, after that, like that third week on campus, when you start them the morning workouts and everything,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't make it. So
Yeah, and we see.
Yeah, it's a mental mind state. You got to really, it's tough on your mental.
That's facts.
Tough
And
on your mental.
we seen some of the best, like from our area, from other areas, they ain't make it.
Exactly.
Like, they
That's
ain't
what I'm
make it.
saying.
They'd be like that. So, what kind of lessons have you learned from your athletic program, just going through the daily grind, like, having to be on time and having to do different things? What kind of lessons have you learned from basketball?
Really, I just respect. Like, that's the first thing. Respect. I respect everybody. I try to show everybody respect and treat everybody with the same respect. Basically, I learned just everything's not given to you. You know, you really got to work for everything.
That's
And a
fact.
lot of people out here, they struggle with, the grind and people telling them no, or people yelling at them. I got coworkers yelling at me. Like, matter of fact, today at work, my boss, kind of got on me about a project, and I had to just respond with, I'm gonna get it done, or I'm gonna work on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that basketball is it's more than basketball. It's kind of teaching you life. And I didn't realize that until probably my senior year, for real, junior year.
Uh-huh.
Because you're thinking about your junior year, you're thinking about, oh, I'm trying to go play overseas. I'm trying to go to the NBA still. A lot of people thinking like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
But like, I stopped thinking like that because I just realized, like, I'm not no 6'9", do it all type guy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah, I realized that like I got to start thinking about my afterlife, man.
That's real. And we're not, I'm trying to respond to some of these comments as I go along. But
Yeah.
what was I going to say? And we're not trying to discourage anybody that's trying to make it to the league, because we want you to follow your dreams. We don't want you to give up,
Yeah,
but we just want you to be real.
exactly.
And one thing that I want to say is, even if you play professionally, that basketball is going to stop. Football is going to stop. Tennis is going to stop at some point.
Exactly.
So when you hit 35, 40, 30, what are you going to do? Have you set yourself up for the future? Like, you're going to have a family one day. You got to take care of others. Like,
And that's one thing college doesn't teach you. They don't teach you about future finances or when to buy this house or when to, you know what I'm saying? They don't teach you that stuff. So you got to kind of like teach yourself that and build off of what you learn. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. You know who else is going to teach them? Lead Through Sports Spotlight. People like me and you.
Exactly.
So, give me a list of jobs that you've had since you graduated.
I had 2 jobs. I worked at Enterprise Rent a Car, which was a grind, and right now I work as a financial analyst.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the only 2 jobs I had so far.
All right. Before we continue, let's answer what's good, dog. Let's answer Dog's questions. When do you think most people come up with a backup plan? If going to the league doesn't seem like an immediate plan, when do most people? Ben, you want to take that first?
When do most people come up with a backup plan?
Yeah, that's tough.
Like sometimes most people come up with a backup plan like probably after they graduated. So they're, you know, like if they're a sport athlete, they're usually training that summer, grinding, and then when they don't make it, then they start coming up with that backup plan. So it's kind of, you know, in the middle.
That's facts. I agree, and I think everybody's different. But for the most part, I think people develop that plan late, and that's why you see so many former athletes kind of struggling. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly,
I definitely agree. So at what point in time did you like realize that the whole athletic spectrum, every sport, what you're learning and what you're doing actually applies to everyday life, like applies to your career? When did you like really realize that?
Like I said, probably like my senior year for real. Yeah, I realized that it applies to everyday life. Probably on my senior year, or really when I got that first job. Like you start seeing stuff that you actually did in the court or actually did in the sport. Mm-hmm. You got to relate that to your real job.
Speaking of related to your real job, let's get into Enterprise, because I know we discussed that a few days ago. So, you know, just talking about the whole grind, having to wake up at 6 a.m., not having like breaks and having that balance. What was your experience at Enterprise like, and how did athletics help you go through that Enterprise experience?
Bro, so Enterprise was directly applied to athletics.
and some people might not know what Enterprise is, so that's a car rental place.
So Enterprise is a car rental place where, you know, you just pick up people, you just rent a car. But it's way more like the people that work there are going through a lot.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
So basically I worked in Virginia Beach. So I had to get up at like 5:30 in the morning to get there by like 6:30. And then I had to get there. I had to wash cars, pick people up, ring people out. I'm trying to take a nap in between. Like it got so crazy that when I pick somebody up and they wouldn't answer the phone, I try to park my car and take a 10-minute nap or something. Like that's how, you know what I'm saying? Like it was direct grind. You know what I'm saying? It was direct grind. Like, and I wouldn't get home until. I wouldn't leave Enterprise until about 6:30. Mm-hmm. And then I'll go straight to the gym. And then I'll get home by like 9:30. And then by the time I do that, it's time to go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like a college experience. That's why Enterprise does hire a lot of prior athletic students or whatever.
Yeah, I be saying, I know they used to have those commercials with the student athletes on it and everything. They love student athletes. And that's a perfect example for anybody watching student athletes. that's a direct example of how sports is translates so, beautifully. A lot of jobs that you get in life, like, it's gonna be a grind. If you're gonna make money and be happy, it's gonna be a grind. Those first couple of years,
Exactly.
you're gonna have to
Enterprise.
work as hard as Ben did. Like, you're just gonna have
Exactly.
to.
And Enterprise put me on my feet. Like I grinded for that year, but Enterprise put me on my feet. So I refer a lot of people to that job when they're looking for their first job or anything.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point, I don't know if you answered this already, but at what point did you start actually not thinking about your future, but when did you start thinking about your plan B, like your actual plan B?
So I was kind of early just because like I knew I wasn't trying to go overseas or anything. Like I knew it was an ending to this, you know? So I started around my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I started around my junior year, I seen people ahead of me, like one of my good friends, Reggie, and one of my other good friends, Jew. They started working at Enterprise, and I see them making money. They got their own apartment, got a car, all that type of stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, shoot, I know I ain't about to go overseas or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me start looking for my next job, and that's how Enterprise kind of fell into my lap.
That's real.
Yeah. So around my junior year.
Mm-hmm. I got you. That's very important. Do you have any experiences with your job now that kind of relate to, your time?
Yeah, my job now is more so like we know you should know what you're doing. They kind of it's slack. It's slack because they know you should be doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's older, everybody's wise. So like I don't even get to the point where I make a mistake because I know I'm supposed to know, like I know I have to do this or I have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like there's really no room for mistakes for real because there's a lot. I do finance. I'm in finance. There's no room for mistakes because money's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you make a mistake, it can cause millions of dollars almost.
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now? Do you see yourself still working as a financial analyst, or do you have any other goals that you want to hit and accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, 5-10 years from now, I feel like I'll probably be doing the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
being a financial analyst. I enjoy my job, really. It's not stressful. I just got to do the work. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And also, but I do plan on retiring early by putting money away, investing, and just setting myself up financially in the future.
Investing. That's a real big one, guys. Got to start investing.
Exactly.
Invest in every part of your life.
Exactly.
Finances, like setting yourself up for the future.
Exactly. Like
invest.
exactly like what you're doing, trying to start this rise to the occasion and everything. That's investing. That's investing in your life. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Trying to get that financial freedom, man. So kind of, getting close to the end, what are the 3 biggest lessons that you've learned that you apply to your everyday life, that you've learned from sport, that you apply to your everyday life? 3 lessons.
Really, discipline. Discipline's one. I mean, if you don't have discipline in the court, you a bad teammate. You don't have no sportsmanship. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
2 is leadership. I mean, you kind of got to be a leader, even if you're not the leader at your job, you're not the supervisor. If you act as a leader, then everything kind of falls in place.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, let me think of a 3rd one. Just motivate, because every day you got to wake up and kind of motivate yourself. You kind of got to motivate yourself every day.
That's real.
Get up, go to work, and I motivate myself every day to run 3 miles. You know what I'm saying? Just to stay in shape. So you kind of got to motivate, and that's really how you be successful. Those are 3 things to be successful, in my opinion.
That's real. 2 things I want to touch on that you just said. Leadership. When you show leadership in a student athlete section, it's really a plus. Your coaches love you. You're helping your teammates. You're pushing everybody. It's just great for the team environment. Being a leader anywhere is really key. And, being a student athlete, it starts then. Finding your leadership traits through sport, just lead in many different ways. And that translates directly over to when you get a job. You won't be afraid to speak on things that you need to speak on, or, you know, take initiative to do things in the workplace. So leadership is big. And motivation, you can get motivation from various people. You can seek motivation in podcasts. You can seek them from anywhere, YouTube, your favorite artist, anybody.
Exactly.
But motivation doesn't get you to do anything. It gets you to think about what you need to be doing, but ultimately, you still got to make that decision to go and get it.
Exactly. You just kind of got to just do it. So you gotta kind of listen to that little devil on your shoulder.
Facts.
You kind of just got to just do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't motivate themselves, and I'm one of the people that reach out to you like, you doing this, you doing that, because I want everybody. I try to motivate everyone. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's what we're here for, guys. Any student athletes out there on here right now, we're all trying to give back and just help you, you know, get over that threshold, just help you maneuver through your process and, you know, just really get to it. Do you have any other advice to give to any student athletes out there?
You need to teach them the discipline.
Oh, no, those are I was just covering. I just wanted to
okay.
I was just touching on that. But do you have any other kind of advice for any student athletes tuned in on just how to maneuver through that process and really take off in life, or any former student athletes that haven't really found their way yet?
Yeah, just like I would say, just start thinking about it, because like 1% make it to the NBA, probably about 2% make it overseas. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I know friends that are real good in basketball and just didn't make it overseas, but they had a plan B and they made it in a regular world, you know?
That's real.
But just start thinking about it early. Really, we need to start thinking about it in high school, because my major was sociology, and I don't know why I picked that. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that. So I would say start thinking about it early, and don't start thinking about your future, because fewer than less people make it overseas or anywhere or that top level in the athletic world. So start thinking about it early.
That's real. Definitely start thinking about it early. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. But at some point in time, I'm really tired of hearing stories about, you know, guys that hoop at Hampton High, Bethel High, that was hot, and then they go off to college for a year and come back.
Yeah.
I'm really tired of seeing that. Like, you know, and especially us. Like, we got to find a way, like, whether it's, and this is why I started something like Lead Through Sport, because I want to be here for the youngest to help them, you know, progress and get over that hump. So whatever it is that, you know, you can do, I can do, anybody listening that's in the area, you know, let's start just like really trying to help out and help these players get over that hump, because, you know, we all have an experience and we all have a lot to give back. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Facts. Anything else? That was really it on my end. Anything else that you can think of that you may have, you know, didn't cover like you wanted to?
No, I think we covered most of it. Basically just start thinking about it early. Start thinking about life early. Because everything, you can break a bone, you can tear something. So it can happen. It can stop early. Education is big. You know,
Very big.
Education is big. People don't understand that. I didn't understand it either. Like I was the guy to just wake up, try to get to C, and then go play basketball. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Try to get to C and go play basketball until I got older and realized that I'm trying to, you know, I want to make some money. And the way you can make money is having a good resume and having a good background and having good references. So
that's real.
Yeah. So be nice to people. Like how I got my job now, I was nice. I'm nice, and I keep in good contact with everybody. That's real. And just building good relationships, you know?
Relationships is very pivotal, yo. Relationships mean so much. Like, exactly. You know, I'm pretty sure at some point in time in your career, like, I don't know if it's happened, but a relationship may be the reason why you got a job or the reason why you've been put in a really good situation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's exactly how I got my the job I am now. One of my best friends, we're still tight to this day. And she, word of mouth got around, and they seen my work ethic and what I like to do, and she put me in the situation I am now.
That's facts.
And that's what, that's what we got to do. Networking is a big part of, really, it's not even a resume, it's networking. People got to realize that. You know
Real.
what I'm saying?
Like,
People got to realize that networking is how you are going to get on top.
that's
So
real.
I advise everybody, I try not to burn no bridges.
That's,
Even if you did me wrong, I try not to burn a bridge. Like, like, it is what it is. Because
you
we
just,
only live once.
and you just never know what can happen, dog. Like, you just never know what
Exactly.
can happen. Like, I be thinking, when I first came home, I was talking to my old St. Andrews professors and just letting them know about Rise to the Occasion. And just
Yeah.
imagine if I would have like disrespected somebody because I had a bad day, or like,
Exactly.
or like the teacher gave me an F, and I'm carrying that throughout my career. And like, when I see her, I'm giving her a cold shoulder. When I reach back to try to get some help, she ain't gonna help me. He ain't gonna help me.
And rise to the occasion. Actually, you keeping that good connection with people actually puts you in a. I mean, people looking out to you, want you to come do their program. So,
That's facts. That's
building
facts.
relationships is everything, bro.
Gotta build them. You gotta
Yeah.
build them. And like Ashley said, your network is your net worth. If you're surrounded by people who aren't, motivated, aren't doing anything, are having a hard time, trying to be inspired, you're not going to go nowhere. But if you're constantly reaching out to people who are on a higher level than you, where you want to be, seek people who are, in your field of work. Seek people who are doing what you want to do and see what you
Exactly.
can make happen. The worst that can happen, then what they're going to say, no? Okay.
And it is no disrespect. Like, I love all my friends and everybody I talk to, but like the bigger picture is like I'm 20. I'm about to be 27. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't I can't motivate everybody. So I can't talk to everybody every day. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not really motivating me at this point, I'm trying to I'll keep in contact with you, but at this point I'm trying to move on and get to the bag really
I get
at
to the
this point. You
game.
know what I'm saying?
I feel that. I feel that. Hey, look, but
Yeah.
Nas said it. You can't bring every horse to the pond and make him drink it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
just can't.
But
You just can't.
but also last thing I want to touch on is college does. Like, I got the tightest connections with everybody I met. Like, I got a few people in college that's my brothers. You know what I'm
But
saying? Like, just a couple of them, Reggie, one of my boys, CJ, Rock, Drew. You met a couple of them.
yeah, I met all of them.
Yeah, so college, like, you're going to meet some of your best friends in college, and y'all going to go through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're your best friend. Y'all go through the same thing.
That's facts.
But also, like, you keeping them connections also put y'all in the same type of dynamic. Y'all talk to each other. Y'all motivate each other every day.
Yep.
So I always tell people that's my fraternity.
That's real.
Playing basketball. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Yeah.
Man, look, if you ain't learned nothing from this episode, dog, leadership skills, make sure you on it. Make sure you're, leveraging whatever you've been through in life. Let that turn you into a better leader. Motivation, always got to be motivated. Make sure you're building relationships. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in high school watching this right now, don't be too hard on yourself, but formulate some kind of plan of how you're going to get to where you're going to get to. Don't stress it, but know who you are outside of your sport. You know what I'm saying? And help that, just help you get through life. You feel it? You feel it? And that's what this whole thing is about. I'll say it again for the people who are new, just coming in. This is called Lead Through Sports Spotlight, and we're highlighting former student athletes who are successful in their career, to show the youngins in the game, how to get through the process and what we've been through so they don't make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We want to see more people winning outside of sport. And this is the best way to do it. Leverage what you've done in sport, help you navigate through life. And let's get to it. Lead Through Sports Spotlight.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah.
y'all shot rise to the occasion, man. I see I got the hat on, the gear.
Yeah, salute the hats. Hey, hats coming soon. We should be
Rise
up and
to the
running in the
occasion.
springtime. Up and running in the springtime. Shirts. Trying to get some hoodies and all that. I'll keep y'all informed on that.
Yeah.
But I'm getting ready to post this video. Everybody that's on here, y'all go and like it. Share it, save it. Spread the word. We'll have somebody. I got somebody for y'all next Sunday as well. She's actually in here too. So we're gonna keep this thing rolling, and much love. I'ma holla.
Rise to the occasion.